Two Phoenix police officers were shot. One of them is still in critical condition.
And this afternoon, we're learning about the man accused of shooting those two Phoenix police officers. Apparently, he has an extensive criminal background. He's currently being held on a $2 million cash-only bond. Phoenix police say yesterday at around 6:30 last night, their department received a report of someone trying to break into vehicles by homes located near 16th Street and McDowell. A two-man unit arrived, and then that's when they say Saul Ball ran, and at one point firing shots towards those two officers.
Now, both officers were hit. They were taken to a hospital. One of them is in stable condition, the other in critical condition. Ball ran off. There was a massive manhunt. He was later arrested. A nearby neighborhood was blocked off for that manhunt for most of the night. And we spoke with a woman who lives there. She says she's never seen anything like it.
It was jarring. It was jarring because I knew it was massive. Whatever it was, that's what scared me. This is massive. I had never seen the amount of police force and helicopters and rescue trucks, and it was just converging. And seeing the police and then the SWAT team, ooh, it took my breath away. It really did.
Well, joining us now to talk more about the events from last night is Phoenix City Council member Kevin Robinson. We thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I have to ask, how are those two police officers doing right now?
Well, one has been released, and we're grateful for that. The other is still in the hospital, still in critical condition. And we are just, praying and hoping that he is able to make a full recovery.
So not only are you a Phoenix City Council member, you worked for the Phoenix Police for over 30 years. It seems like to me, over the last 10 years or so, these shootings have really escalated. We've seen more and more and more. 11 so far this year is what the chief said today.
That's correct. 11 armed assaults on Phoenix police officers, just in Phoenix, obviously. We have seen an increase in violence toward police officers. We have to point to the proliferation of guns, the availability of guns. There's all of those things, and when they come together, it's not a good thing. Our police officers are out there, and I'll talk specifically about the Phoenix police officers because I think they're the best around. They are out there, they're professional, they're dedicated, they're out there risking their lives to serve their communities, and last night was a perfect example of just that.
Do you think that it's gotten a lot more dangerous for our police officers, and what's become even more difficult, building that trust as well?
Well, from my perspective, it's two different things. My perspective, when I started with the Phoenix Police Department back in December of 1980, most definitely it is more dangerous now. Again, a lot more guns, just a lot of issues that law enforcement professionals are dealing with. So you have to deal with that, but the men and women in law enforcement understand that. They know, and they choose to still go into that profession knowing what they're up against. So that's one thing. Now, the relationships, dealing with the community, there's still all of that going on. There's a tremendous amount of support coming into the police department and for those particular police officers. So there's, it is about community. It is about what's going on and what's happening around us. But I think people in this community, and Phoenix specifically, they really understand and appreciate their police department.
We only have about 30 seconds left, so maybe it's not fair to ask this question. Anything that can solve this in the short term? What do you want to say to our viewers?
What I would say is we really need for people to show support for their police departments. And again, I'll talk about Phoenix specifically. There's been a lot of news, a lot of talk with the Department of Justice and those types of issues, but the men and women of the Phoenix Police Department go out there day in and day out. They don't hesitate to step in front of danger to protect each and every one of us, and that's what I want people to understand. I want them to understand that they have a dedicated professional police organization that's going to do the right things for the right reasons and do it constitutionally. They're going to get out there and they're going to protect us, and they will continue to do so, and I have the utmost respect and admiration for each and every one of them.
Councilman, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for the work you do in our community.